Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue dans le cours de français. Hello everyone and welcome to the French class. In today's session, we would be doing the topic les pronoms y et on. So before we start the session, those of you who are joining me for the first time, I am Anika Seth and I am an educator on Unacademy for CBSE grade 9 and 10 French. So as you know that we are already on with the live classes in the plus batches, in the plus courses. So if you haven't subscribed till now to the plus courses, I highly recommend that you just go to the Unacademy Learning app and choose the subscription for the Unacademy Plus classes, because in the Plus classes we are having the daily live class as per the schedule. Also, there is a lot of study material, lot of in-depth knowledge, then worksheets, exercises, book exercises, the doubt solving classes are there, plus the quiz, test, and everything what we are doing in the live classes. So, in a way, you will be able to deepen your understanding of the subject to clear your doubts in time, and it will help you to study in a more organized way so that you are able to score well in your exams. So, just go to the Unacademy Learning app and choose the subscription which suits you the best for the plus courses. So, now moving to today's topic, what we are doing today is le pronom y et on. We will study about why, in which cases these pronouns are used, how they are different from the previous pronouns that we have done, that is SEO they, SEO e. So, like in the previous sessions, we had done the personal pronouns complément d'objet direct, complément d'objet indirect. So, over here, we are doing the next two pronouns which are there, which is y, et, on. So, in which all cases these pronouns are used and how to place these correctly in the sentences is what we will learn over here. So, let's get started. First of all, le pronom y. This pronoun replaces the name of a place which shows a destination or a situation, or also when the noun is introduced by the verb following the preposition a. So, what are we saying over here is that the pronoun this replaces the name of a place. So, for example, we are using the verb ale. Ale is always followed by the place, to go to a place. So, the verb ale is showing a destination. So, the pronoun y replaces a destination, a place, or a situation. For example, if we are using verb être, habiter, rester with a in a specific situation, or if the noun is introduced by the verb following the preposition a. So, for example, if after the noun, after the verb, we have the preposition a. So, it is always aller à quelque part, go to a place, go somewhere. Then habiter à, rester à, être à. So, whichever verbs are followed by the preposition a over here, those nouns will be replaced by the pronoun y. And the translation, the equivalent of this pronoun is mostly there. So, because we are replacing mainly the place, so it is there, or sometimes it can be it also in case we are referring to a object. So, there or it is the meaning of this pronoun. So, once again, the pronoun this replaces the name of a place which is a destination. So, aller à quelque part, for example, aller au cinéma, aller à Paris, aller au restaurant. So, all these places, the destinations will be replaced by the pronoun y. Then also it can replace a situation which is expressed through verb être, verb habiter, verb rester. So, je reste à l'hôtel, j'habite à Delhi. So, over here, these verbs are followed by the preposition a, and also when the noun is introduced by the verb following the preposition a, like for example, s'intéresser à, se réfléchir à, penser à quelque chose. So all of these verbs are followed by preposition a. So the equivalent in English to this pronoun is there, or sometimes it is it. Now the usage of the pronoun. This pronoun replaces a preposition plus the place. So what we were saying right now, this replaces the preposition plus a place. So preposition such as a, chez, dans, en, sur, all these, like these are the prepositions of place. So these plus the name of a place is replaced by the name of the place is replaced by the pronoun y, right? So for example, je veux retourner en France. See the example over here, what is given? Je veux retourner en France. J'y étais l'année dernière. J'y étais l'année dernière. So, je veux retourner en France. I want to go back to France. J'y étais l'année dernière. Now, where we have placed the pronoun before the verb, like the placement of the pronouns we have done, that stays the same. If there is one verb, we will place it before the verb. If there are two verbs, we will place it between the two verbs, except in case of passé composé, where we place it in front of the first verb. So here, j'y étais l'année dernière. Now, instead of saying that I want to go back to France, I was in France last year, and repeating the noun France in both the sentences, I am saying I want to go back to France. I went there, I was there last year, right? So when you say I was there, you are replacing the name of the place with a pronoun which is there. So in English, this is clear. I want to go back to France. I was there last year. Now this there over here, there is the pronoun y. So we write the sentence as Je veux retourner en France. J'y étais l'année dernière. So this pronoun over here, it means there. It is replacing the name of a place. So here en was a preposition followed by name of the place en France, which is being replaced by the pronoun y, because the name of the place we are not repeating in the next sentence, we are replacing the name with the pronoun. Then see the second example. Il est chez le médecin, il y va le mardi. Il est chez le médecin, il y va le mardi. So chez le médecin, we use the preposition chez like at the house, at the shop, at the store, at the clinic, in cases like this. So il est chez le médecin, he is at the doctor's clinic. Il y va le mardi. He goes there on Tuesdays. So if we do not put the preposition, if we do not put the pronoun, the sentence would have been Il est chez le médecin. He is at the doctor's clinic. He goes to the doctor on Tuesdays. Il va chez le médecin le mardi. But now what we are doing, we are just repeating the noun in the sentence. And what is the function of the pronoun? It is to replace the noun. So, il y va le mardi. The pronoun y replaces chez le médecin. So, like over here, y replaces preposition plus place. So, preposition here was en, place was France. Here it is chez, place is le médecin. So, this pronoun y is replacing the preposition plus the place. Then third one is tu vas au cinéma, oui, j'y vais. Tu vas au cinéma, oui, j'y vais. So, are you going to the cinema? Now I can also answer like yes, I am going to the cinema. But then to the cinema answer, the noun is being repeated in both the sentences, like in the question also, in the answer also. So, if you're asking you are going to the cinema, I can also answer as yes, I'm going there. Yes, I'm going there. We, j'y vais. Yes, I'm going there. So that's how au cinema is replaced by y. Le pronom y. We, j'y, we. Then is le livre est sur la table. The book is on the table. Le livre y est. The book is on the table. So on the table, sur is the preposition. Sur la table. We are replacing sur la table with the preposition with the pronoun that is y. Le pronom y. So le livre y est. The book is there. Instead of saying the book is on the table, and if it is a question, is the book on the table? Yes, the book is on the table. So we can also say that yes, the book is there. So there, pronom y placed before verb être. Le livre y est. Then is elle dort dans la voiture. Elle dort dans la voiture. She is sleeping in the car. So dans is the preposition. La voiture is the place. Replace this whole thing. She is sleeping there. So elle y dort. Y placed before dort. Elle y dort. She is sleeping there. So this much, I hope it is clear. The usage with the preposition plus place. So le pronom y, it is replacing the preposition plus place. Like here it was en France, we replaced it with y. Chez le médecin, again we replaced. Au cinéma, sur la table, dans la voiture. So whatever is the preposition being used after that, whichever is the place, we are replacing both the things, preposition plus place, by a single pronoun which is y. Okay. Then next, for obvious or implied places. The second case where pronoun y is used is for obvious or implied places. So what does this mean? Y can refer to a place that is obvious or implied even if not preceded by a preposition. So, even if in a sentence we know that what place we are talking about, and even if the preposition is not there, still this pronoun can replace that place. For example, restez-y. Restez-y, stay there. So, over here there is no preposition in the sentence, neither the name of the place. Stay there means it is obvious, it is implied that the place you are at right now, stay there. So we do not need a preposition over here to indicate the place. It is obvious that when you are saying stay there, you are talking about the place where the person already is. So it will be restez-y. Then j'aime la France, j'y vais chaque année. J'aime la France, j'y vais chaque année. I love France. I go there every year. I go there because j'aime la France, there is no preposition used. But it is obvious that if I love France in the continuing sentence, I am talking about France only. That I go there every year. I love France. I go there every year. J'y vais chaque année. So this pronoun y over here is replacing la France. Although it is not preceded by any preposition, but it is obvious that we are talking about the place la France. So j'y vais chaque année. Then is y with the verbs. Y is also used with the verbs that require the preposition a plus an indirect object, which require the preposition a plus an indirect object. Example, je pense à ta décision, j'y pense tout le temps. So je pense à ta décision means I'm thinking about your decision. J'y pense tout le temps. I think about it all the time. So instead of I think about your decision all the time and repeating ta décision again in the sentence, we are replacing this by j'y pense tout le temps. So pronoun y pense tout le temps. Now here there is no place which is used, but as I said earlier also, the verbs which use preposition a like penser à, s'intéresser à, se réfléchir à, répondre à, so these all are replaced by the pronoun y. So here, je pense à ta décision, j'y pense tout le temps. I'm thinking about your decision. I think about it all the time. So I think about it. Over here, it's not there because it's not a place. So like in the beginning, I said it's sometimes the meaning of the pronoun is it. So I think about it all the time. Then is répondez au téléphone, répondez-y. Répondez au téléphone. So répondre is again followed by preposition a. So répondez-y, it is replacing au téléphone. Answer the phone, answer it. Then, so here verb répondre plus preposition a, and here it's a contracted article because telephone is masculine. So répondez au téléphone, répondez-y. Answer the phone, answer it. Then, so before we move to the questions, just for quick recap, what we have done about the pronoun y. So first thing was that this pronoun is used when it replaces the name of a place which shows a destination with verb aller or a situation with verbs like être, habiter, rester. And also when noun is introduced by the verb following the preposition a. And also the meaning, it is equivalent to there or it. So it means there or it. Then the first usage of the pronoun is preposition plus the place. So because we are saying the meaning of the pronoun is there, so it has to replace a preposition and a place. So only because place we replace with the pronoun there. So preposition can be a, en, chez, dans, sur, all followed by the name of the place. So this pronoun replaces the preposition as well as the place itself. So both of these things are replaced by the pronoun y. Example, je veux retourner en France, j'y étais l'année dernière. So here you are using the preposition en followed by the name of the place France. Now in the next sentence you want to say that I was in France last year. So instead of repeating France, the noun, we replace it with the pronoun that is y. So j'y étais l'année dernière. I was there last year. J'y étais l'année dernière. Then il est chez le médecin. Il y va le mardi. He is at the doctor's. He goes there on Tuesdays. So on Tuesdays, he goes to the doctor. Now he is at the doctor's clinic. He goes to the doctor on Tuesdays. Doctor, doctor, we are saying again, we are repeating the same thing. So replace it with the pronoun that is y. Chez is the preposition, le médecin is the place, like chez le médecin altogether. So il y va le mardi. He goes there on Tuesdays. Then is tu vas au cinéma. Are you going to the cinema? Oui, j'y vais. Yes, I'm going there. So you are going to the cinema? Yes, I'm going to the cinema. So obviously, if the person is asking that you are going to the cinema, my reply will be obviously for the cinema only. So instead of repeating the noun le cinema or cinema, I will just replace it with one single pronoun, one alphabet that is replacing two words. That is the preposition plus the place. So we, je, way. Are you going to the cinema? Yes, I'm going there. There is le livre est sur la table. Le livre est sur la table. Le livre y est. The book is there. Then elle dort dans la voiture. She is sleeping in the car. Dans is the preposition. La voiture place. So elle y dort. Then it is also used for obvious or implied places. Obvious or implied means where in the place it is not preceded by the preposition. So there is no preposition, but still we know that which place we are talking about, what we are talking about. Like restez-y, stay there. So here there is no place, there is no preposition, but stay there means the place where you are, stay there. So it is obvious, it is implied which place am I referring to. Similarly, j'aime la France, j'y vais chaque année. I love France, I go there every year. So there is no preposition before France, but if I'm saying I love France and I go to France every year, so France, the place, I will replace by Y. J'y vais chaque année. Then is Y with verbs, that is the verbs followed by preposition are. Like je pense à ta décision, j'y pense tout le temps. I'm thinking about your decision. I think about it all the time. So, penser à quelque chose, je pense à ta décision, je pense à ta décision tout le temps. So you see the repetition over here. I'm thinking about your decision. I think about your decision all the time. So instead of repeating, j'y pense tout le temps. Replace the a plus indirect object with pronoun Y. Then responde au téléphone, answer the phone, answer it. Répondez-y. Okay, now the questions over here. Remplacez les noms avec le pronom Y. Replace the nouns with the pronoun Y. So here first one is Fiona passe ses après-midi à la bibliothèque. So we know that which is the name of the place over here. What do we have to replace? That is à la bibliothèque. Fiona passe ses après-midi à la bibliothèque. So when we replace this à la bibliothèque, it will be replaced by pronoun Y. After that comes the placement of the noun. So placement of the noun will be before the verb, that is passer. So Fiona y passe ses après-midi. This Y will come before pass. The pronoun will come before pass and à la bibliothèque will be replaced completely by the pronoun. Then is Beth va souvent au jardin public. Beth va souvent au jardin public. So, au jardin public, that's the name of the place. Au jardin public, that's the name of the place over here which is given. So, replace this whole thing. Au jardin public with the pronoun Y and place the pronoun where, which is the verb in the sentence. It is va. So place the pronoun before va. So it becomes Beth y va souvent. This pronoun will be placed between Beth et va. So before the verb, this becomes Beth y va souvent au jardin public. Then Paul désire retourner à Lyon. Third sentence. Paul désire retourner à Lyon. So à Lyon is the place over here. Paul désire retourner à Lyon. Replace it with pronoun y. And now where will we place the pronoun? Paul y désire retourner. Paul désire y retourner. Where will we place the pronoun? When there are two verbs in the sentence, like we did, so the pronoun is placed between the two verbs. The pronoun is placed between the two verbs. So, except in case of passé composé, like the placement of the pronouns that we have done, single verb before the verb itself. So, here we placed it here before passé. Here it was before verb aller. Now here there are two verbs, desir et retourner. So here the pronoun will be placed before the second verb, after the first verb, that just means between the two verbs. So Paul désire y retourner. Your pronoun will be placed between the two verbs. Paul désire y retourner. Then Edouard ne veut pas travailler dans un restaurant. Edouard ne veut pas travailler dans un restaurant is the place over here. Dans is the preposition. A restaurant is the place. So dans un restaurant, this whole thing will be replaced again by pronoun y. Now place it where Edouard ne veut pas travailler. So now this pronoun will come with vouloir or with travailler before ne, after pas, whatever. Where do you think the pronoun has to be placed? It will be placed before verb travailler. Because again, as I said, two verbs in the sentence means your pronoun will come between the two verbs. So although the sentence is in the negative form, but that does not make a difference because the negation is always done with the first verb. And over here, the pronoun is placed between the two verbs. So Edouard ne veut pas y travailler. Before verb travailler, the pronoun will be placed because the verb pas negation is always done with the first verb and travailler as the second verb in the sentence. So between the two, we will place the pronoun that is y. Then next one, Beth n'est pas encore allée en France. Beth n'est pas encore allée en France. Now, aller en France, Y, place it in the sentence. Again, there are two verbs, n'est pas encore allé. So, we will place it before aller, we will place it before être, we will place it before ne, pas, what. So, over here, since this sentence, just see the tense over here, it is in the passé composé because verb aller, this is the past participle. N'est pas encore allé. So although it's in the negative, but est allé, this is in the past tense, passé composé. So as I said, in the passé composé form, we will place the pronoun before the first verb. First verb here is être. First verb here is être. Place the pronoun before verb être. So this becomes Beth ni est pas encore allé. Ne plus pronoun plus verb plus pas. Four things. Ne plus pronoun plus verb plus pas. Because the regular structure of a negative sentence is ne plus verb plus pas. But over here the pronoun also has to be placed with the verb. So your pronoun will come before verb être. Ne will come before the pronoun. So the order in which these will be used, ne, pronoun, verb, pas. Beth ni est pas encore allée. and of Ross will be replaced by the pronoun. Then John ne va jamais en classe. John ne va jamais en classe. So en class will be replaced over here. Class is the noun. Replace it with y, place between ne and the verb, because as I said, this will come before the verb only. So an apostrophe will be added. John n'y va jamais. John n'y va jamais. Then on va au cinéma ce weekend. On va au cinéma ce weekend. Au cinéma is the place. Replace with the pronoun. Place it over here. On y va ce weekend. Then Tammy s'intéresse à la culture française. Now here the verb is s'intéresser à. So like I said, the verb which is followed by preposition à plus the indirect object. So s'intéresser à la culture française. All of this we will replace with the pronoun, and where we will place it? S apostrophe Y. So between this S apostrophe and intéressé, we will place the pronoun Y. Tammy s'y intéresse. Tammy s'y intéresse. So à la culture française will be replaced by pronoun Y. Then is Paul réfléchit beaucoup à la philosophie. Paul réfléchit beaucoup à la philosophie. So réfléchir à, again, réfléchir plus à plus the indirect object. À la philosophie will be replaced and the pronoun will come before réfléchir. Paul y réfléchit beaucoup. So like I said, penser à, s'intéresser à, réfléchir à. So all these verbs are followed by the preposition à. Then last one, Paul, tu joues aux cartes. Tu joues aux cartes. So here jouer plus again aux as the contracted article as the preposition à, jouer à. So aux cartes, tu y joues. Paul, tu y joues. Okay. So here we have discussed these questions where we were only supposed to replace the nouns with the pronoun y. And when we replace the place or the indirect object, then we see the placement of the pronoun. So placement in case of single verb, it always comes before the verb. In case of the passé composé, it comes before the first verb. In case of other tenses where two verbs are used, it comes between the two verbs. Next we come to le pronom on. Next is le pronom on. Now, what does this pronoun mean and where it is used? Let's see. The pronoun on replaces the noun of quantity, place, or the object of the preposition the. The pronoun on replaces the noun of quantity, place, or the object of the preposition the. So, what does this mean? The pronoun or, we use it to replace an object which is preceded by preposition the, or a noun of a quantity. So a, the, through a, or partitive articles or indefinite articles. These are all replaced by pronoun or. Also, like I said, the place or object of preposition the. So in pronoun y, we were replacing a plus the plus the noun to go to a place. So the preposition a plus the noun. Here we are using preposition the plus the noun. So this means some, any, about it, about them, etc. So there can be a few meanings of this pronoun, some of which are like some, any, about it, about them, etc. Now first of all, the usage with indefinite and partitive articles. pronoun or is used with the indefinite and partitive articles plus a noun. So whenever in the sentence we have a partitive article or we have an indefinite article followed by the noun, this pronoun will replace the article plus the noun. So, for example, see over here it's tu a, du te. Do you have some tea? Now, du is partitive article meaning some. So, you have some tea. We, j'en ai. We, j'en ai. So, this du te is replaced by or. We, j'en ai. So due te will be replaced by the pronoun or to mean yes, I have some. If I am not using the pronoun, I will say oui, j'ai du thé, tu as du thé, oui, j'ai du thé. Yes, I have some tea. So why to repeat the noun in the answer again? Because you know that when someone is asking about the tea, I'm also answering about the tea only. So instead of repeating the noun, I can just say that yes, I have some. So it's obvious that I have some tea only. So we replace the partitive article due plus noun te with a single pronoun that is or, and placement remains the same which is before the verb. So we, j'en ai. Place the pronoun en before the verb avoir. We, j'en ai. Then it can also replace the and a noun that has an indefinite article. So with indefinite articles also, so like basically we are talking about the quantities over here. With partitive, we are expressing some quantity. How much we don't know, but there is some quantity of the noun because partitive articles express quantity. Then indefinite articles also express in a way quantity only. Like for example, if I say j'ai un livre, I have a book. So I'm saying that I have one book. So it is expressing a quantity. Now over here, the sentence which is given, il a besoin d'une boîte. Does he need a box? No, il n'en a pas besoin. So, the, your, boîte, these three words are replaced by the pronoun en. Il n'en a pas besoin. Placed before the verb avoir. No, since it's no, then it has to be negative form. So, il n'en a pas besoin. No, il n'en a pas besoin. So, une boîte, the plus the indefinite article plus the noun, this whole thing is replaced by pronoun or. Next one, or with numbers. As we are talking about the quantity, so either we can talk about the quantity through partitive articles where it is not mentioned, the quantity is not specified, or we can also talk about the quantity with numbers, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's also expressing quantity. So over here, or replaces the noun after a number. The number itself is maintained at the end of the sentence. So, for example, j'achète 5 bouteilles means I'm buying 5 bottles. This 5 bouteilles, 5 bouteilles, is replaced by or, but the number which is given in the sentence is still placed at the in the sentence while we replace the noun with the pronoun. So this becomes Jean achète 5. Over here what happened? It was just the article du, yun. So over here these are replaced by the pronoun or. And here this was in the negative form, so il n'en a pas besoin. Now over here we are saying that if the number is there in the sentence, then the number will be there in the sentence when we replace the noun with the pronoun even then. So as I said, j'achète 5 bouteilles. I am buying 5 bottles. J'en achète 5. I am buying 5 of them. Otherwise, if I just say j'en achète, so I am buying of them, but what? How many? Since the number is given, the quantity is given. So when we replace the noun bouteille with the pronoun or, we are also referring to the number itself in the sentence. Like Jean achète 5. Then same way, j'ai une fille, j'ai une fille, I have a daughter. I have one daughter. So j'en ai une. J'en ai une. I have one daughter. I have a daughter. I have one. So if we are replacing the noun daughter with the pronoun or, we are still keeping the number in the end of the sentence, that is une. J'en ai une. Then is nous voulons 4 livres. Nous voulons 4 livres. We want 4 books. Nous en voulons 4. Nous en voulons 4. We want 4 of them. En voulant 4. We want 4 of them. So in the previous case and this case, what is the difference? That with articles, we are not repeating the article, we are replacing article plus the noun, both the things. But over here, with numbers, we are repeating the number in the answer, like in the sentence where we have replaced the noun with the pronoun. So, like j'achète 5 bouteilles, j'en achète 5. J'ai une fille, j'en ai une. Nous voulons 4 livres, nous en voulons 4. Next is on with quantities. On avec les quantités. Or replaces the noun after an indefinite adjective or replaces the plus noun after an adverb of quantity. Again, the adverb or adjective itself is kept at the end of the sentence. So it is maintained at the end of the sentence. Example, j'ai plusieurs anorak noirs. Like I have several black jackets. I have many black jackets. Replacing the noun anorak noir, the noun is replaced by o, which is placed after subject pronoun before verb. But plusieurs over here is the indicator of the quantity which will be maintained in the sentence also. So when we are replacing the noun with the pronoun, still we are putting the indicator of quantity. Like in the previous one it was the number, here it is the adverb of quantity. So plusieurs we are still keeping in the sentence even after we have replaced the noun anorak noir. So j'en ai plusieurs. I have several of them. I have several of them, because if we do not put the quantity over here, plusieurs, there will be no meaning of the sentence. J'en ai, so what? I have what? I have several of them. Then, l'hôtel a beaucoup de charme. L'hôtel a beaucoup de charme. The hotel has a lot of charm. L'hôtel en a beaucoup. L'hôtel en a beaucoup. The hotel has a lot of it. So beaucoup as the quantity is kept in the sentence even when we are replacing the charm. The object over here, the charm, we are replacing with o, but still beaucoup as the indicator of the quantity is there in the sentence. L'hôtel en a beaucoup. Then the third example also, j'ai beaucoup de livres. I have a lot of books. J'en ai beaucoup. I have a lot of them. So, beaucoup de livres, lot of books. We are replacing books with the pronoun that is on. But Jean A, it will not make complete sense. I have them, but I have a lot of them. Because in the sentence itself, we are using the indicator of quantity that is beaucoup. I have a lot of books. So when we are replacing the noun with the pronoun, we are maintaining the quantity in the sentence. So plusieurs, beaucoup, all these will still come in the sentence even when the noun is replaced. Then is or with places. Le pronom or avec les lieux. Or can replace the plus a place or an adverb of place. So like in pronoun y, we were doing it replaces the preposition a plus place or some other preposition plus place. Here it is preposition the plus place. So like je rentre de Paris, I am returning from Paris becomes Jean rentre. This the Paris over here is replaced by en. Jean rentre. Je rentre de Paris, Jean rentre. Then il vient de là, he is coming from there, il en vient. So de là, là is the adverb of place. We have replaced with en. Il en vient. He is coming from there. Je rentre de Paris, je rentre, il vient de là, il en vient. Then or with verbs that need the. So like we did the verbs which need a as the preposition, s'intéresser à, penser à. Now the verbs which are followed by preposition the. So verb penser can also be followed by preposition the. Like que pensez-vous de cette décision? What do you think about this decision? Qu'en pensez-vous? So de cette décision preposition plus the object is replaced by en. Qu'en pensez-vous? So pensez à and pensez de. So over here, pensez de cette décision. Qu'en pensez-vous? What do you think about this? Okay. Then j'ai besoin d'un stylo. I need a pen. J'en ai besoin. So this d'un stylo, j'en ai besoin. Now over here, this the plus like over here it's not the quantity that we are seeing, it is the stilo. So we are replacing the whole the plus the noun with the preposition, with the pronoun that is en. J'en ai besoin. I need a pen, I need one, or I need it. J'en ai besoin. So what we have studied about the pronoun en is that it replaces the noun of quantity, place, or object of the preposition the. So this means some, any, about, it, them, etc. Firstly, it is used with the indefinite articles or partitive articles, like it replaces an indefinite or partitive article plus a noun. For example, tu as du thé, you have some tea. Oui, j'en ai, we, j'en ai, because du thé is replaced by the pronoun en. Then it can also replace the and a noun that has an indefinite article. Example, il a besoin d'une boîte. Does he need a box? No, il n'en a pas besoin. No, he does not need one. Il n'en a pas besoin. So, the plus noun which has an indefinite article. Then with numbers, it's used with numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever numbers are given in the sentence, it replaces the noun, but the number is still maintained in the sentence. So, what we read as the example, J'achète 5 bouteilles, Jean achète 5. I am buying 5 of them. Then, j'ai une fille, I have a daughter. J'en ai une. I have one. Nous voulons 4 livres. Nous en voulons 4. We want 4 books. We want 4 of them. Nous en voulons 4. Next is with the quantities, the indicator of quantity, the adverb of quantity. So the plus the noun after an adverb of quantity. J'ai plusieurs anorak noir. Plusieurs is the quantity given over here. That is many, several, lot of. So when you replace the noun, that is anorak noir, we place the pronoun or before the verb. But still, plusieurs will also be used in the sentence. J'en ai plusieurs. Same way for beaucoup. L'hôtel a beaucoup de charme. L'hôtel en a beaucoup. J'ai beaucoup de livres. J'en ai beaucoup. Then all with places replaces the plus the place. Like je rentre de Paris. J'en rentre. Il vient de là. Il en vient. And last one with the verbs which are followed by the. Like que pensez-vous de cette décision? Qu'en pensez-vous? What do you think about it? J'ai besoin d'un stylo. J'ai besoin d'un stylo. J'ai besoin d'un stylo. So the plus the noun with the indefinite article. J'en ai besoin. Now the questions over here. Remplacez avec les pronoms en. Elle offre des fleurs à son ami. So what will we replace in this sentence? Or will replace the indefinite article they, fleur, à son ami. So they, fleur would be replaced by the pronoun en and it will be placed where? Before the verb, that is offre. Elle en offre à son ami. Elle en offre à son ami. Then is vous avez une voiture. Vous avez une voiture. Vous en avez une. So here, like, we are not answering the questions, we are just changing the questions to the case where the noun is replaced by pronoun. So we don't have to answer it over here. Vous avez une voiture. Vous en avez une. So here it is a quantity. That is why une will also be there in the sentence. Vous en avez une. Il y a un livre sur la table. Un livre sur la table. So un livre will be replaced. Il y en a sur la table. Il y en a sur la table. So after Y before A, il y en a sur la table. Il y en a sur la table. So un livre quantity is given un in the sentence. Il y a des cahiers sur la table. Il y a des cahiers sur la table. So des cahiers is indefinite article they. Again replace it with en, put it between y and a. Il y en a sur la table. So il y en a un sur la table because it was un livre, and here il y en a sur la table because it is des cahiers. So they is indefinite article over here. Then L for du sport. L for du sport. Du sport will be replaced. So elles ont for. Elle a plusieurs dictionnaires. She has several dictionaries. She has many dictionaries. Plusieurs dictionnaire replace the noun dictionnaire with en. Elle en a plusieurs. So plusieurs will still come in the sentence. Ils ont un chien. Un chien, un is the quantity, one dog. Ils ont, ils ont un. Ils ont un. Vous faites souvent des gâteaux. Vous faites souvent des gâteaux. So des gâteaux, partitif. Vous en faites souvent. Des gâteaux will be replaced by on. Vous en faites souvent. Right? So, what we have done today is the pronoun y, also the pronoun on. In what cases are these pronouns used in the sentences? How and what words do they replace? Where they are placed? And what is the meaning of the sentence with or without the pronouns? So, like we said, pronoun y, the pronoun y is mainly used for replacing the places, also with the verbs that are followed by preposition a. So it can replace a destination, it can replace a situation, or a, verb which is a noun which is preceded by the preposition a. Same way for pronoun or, we said that it replaces mostly the quantities because it means some, any, some of it, about them. So sometimes the quantities with article, partitive, or indefinite article, or with numbers, and it can also replace the place when it is preceded by the preposition the. So place when it is preceded by preposition the. So in all these cases, we use pronoun or. And also we practice the sentences that how these pronouns are placed and how these replace the nouns. Right? So I hope that the topic is clear to everyone as we have done in the sentences also we have practiced the pronouns. So today we were able to know about the pronouns y, or. So the target for today that we have achieved is to gain the insights about the pronouns y, or. Then we did the usage of the pronouns, what are they used for, where they are used, the conditions where the pronouns are placed, the placement of pronouns in the sentence, and all of these. And we then answered the questions correctly over here. So that's our achievement. So, as I was saying in the beginning of the class, that those who have not yet subscribed to the Unacademy Plus courses, so the live classes are on in the Plus courses. We are having the live classes as per the schedule of the subjects, and in the live class, there are lots of things that are there. For example, the exhaustive study material is there, practice questions, practice worksheets, comprehensions, book exercises, book reading, and everything, quiz, and all that we are doing in the live classes. So, do not miss this opportunity of upgrading yourself, of upgrading your knowledge by subscribing to the Plus courses. You just have to go to the Unacademy Learning app. You can see what all courses, what all subscription plans are there. Use my referral code Anika Live, which you can see over here, and you can avail the benefits with all the subscription plans. For example, if you take a subscription plan for class 9, you get access to the live classes for 10, 11, 12 for free. So as you can see over here, there are so many subscription plans. So you can choose any what fits in your requirement and you can avail the maximum benefit of these live classes, right? So as I said, there are live classes, weekly quizzes, doubt solving classes are there, sessions, practice question, test, the topmost concept clarity and exhaustive study material, coverage of syllabus, each and every aspect is dealt with. So you can go to the Unacademy Learning app, see the Plus subscription plans and choose the one that suits best for you. So, in this way, you will be able to learn in a better way. You will be able to gain the knowledge in a more organized way, in a way in which you can clear out your doubts from time to time. You have access to the study materials and the practice material also. So, the more practice, the better it is for you, and you will be able to improve your performance. So, by taking the Plus subscription, by taking the live classes, you would be enrolled in the plans where you can daily attend the classes for whichever subjects like what according to your requirement and you can avail maximum benefit of the classes. So over here, like we help you to score your best. So you just need to click on the app and choose the plans according to you. And don't forget my referral code, that is Anika Live. So when you use the referral code, you get a discount, you get the additional benefits like you get a subscription for class 9 and you get live classes for 10, 11, 12 also for free, right? So I hope today's session, the topic was clear and hope to see you all in the next session. Thank you everyone for joining and see you soon in the next class and also hope to see you in the live classes. So thank you everyone. Merci, au revoir et à bientôt.